Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm here to do a mini update on Let's Do Fire. So, oops, I dropped a bunch of them. I just have to adjust this just a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, a little bit better. Okay, so fire. Whoa, that was quick. Rebirth. I actually felt that with you guys. There's quick moving energy, like air. So, this is a rebirth. You guys completed some type of a cycle. You guys are, conditioning actually just came to me, so I don't know if you guys broke free of some type of conditioning. That's kind of a trend I've noticed in the last two reads that I've done, in the other elements, air and earth. But this is like a rebirth, like a new opportunity to travel forward. Something's like being made clear to you, some type of path maybe that wasn't 100% clear. Like maybe you didn't like see something 100% clear. Maybe it was just like a hesitation, not really sure. There was like a process of like an evolution of sorts that had to go down in order for this path to kind of open up, because it's like coming out of a time frame, coming out of the clouds. Silence. Interesting. I feel like you're going within. And it's like transforming. There's something about night and day here. I'm also picking up on masculine and feminine. We have, with this silence, this is really interesting because this card doesn't, it's been a while since this card's come out. This is really reflection. This is being able to see something clearly and being able to, there's something about moving in silence. I'm not sure what that's about. You might be letting go of some type of guilt. You have creativity here too. Okay. So I feel like you're tapping into something. So we have existence, the outsider, and guilt. See, okay, this makes sense. With these cards coming out in reverse kind of like this, it's telling me that like you're letting go of something. Like in the past there was some type of guilt, there was something that was keeping like your inner child feeling trapped or like stuck, or maybe something, it's just a vulnerable part of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be connected to like an inner child, so to speak, but this could be something that made you feel very vulnerable, made you feel very, there's some type of guilt. Like you could be connecting with a person around you who's going through this, and so you might be on the outside like looking at this person going through a transformation, and you might be kind of experiencing this silence card because this person who you're connecting with is literally working through some type of conditioning that could, it's something that could, and I'm like stuttering a lot, and I don't normally like really stutter over all of my words like that. Like, I mean, maybe I do, but I don't notice it, but I'm being pulled to like acknowledge it at the moment. Somebody might have a hard time communicating, or they might not be good at communicating, or it might not be their strong suit. Like, I don't want to say, I don't believe that people aren't good at communicating. I think it's just like strengths and weaknesses, you know. And I think that this person might have a weakness when it comes to communication, or maybe they have a hard time putting words together, or maybe they have a hard time speaking like how they feel about something. Like they might be really good at like being the funny person in the room, or the person who carries the conversation, or you know, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to vulnerable emotions and feelings, this person, like, I feel like I'm having like a pressure almost. It's hard for this person to speak up. It's hard for this person to address how they feel. There's some type of an emotion carrying with guilt because this is a guilt card. So obviously there's someone in some sort of like a connection, whether it's a friendship, whether it's family, whether it's romantic, whoever that is, this person would maybe express that they have some type of guilt towards maybe how something went down in the past because of past conditionings, because maybe they didn't see something clear. Again, use your judgment with this, because it's up to you at the end of the day how how you want to receive that. Like if somebody shares that with you, like say for example you get a message from somebody and they are expressing or trying to express some type of like remorse or some type of guilt for maybe how something went down in the past, or how maybe they handled a certain situation. Like you might be approached with some type of conversation, or you might be approaching someone with that conversation in the fire element, right? Like somebody might be, like you might be approaching that conversation, or somebody's coming towards you and expressing this, because this is something that's kept them trapped for a long time. So this is got to be a pattern. So I feel like there is some sort of pattern here where it's like maybe this person has struggled with this for a significant amount of time, where this isn't the first time that they've been maybe in a situation where they've been pushed to maybe express something, and maybe in the past they maybe didn't speak their truth, or maybe they didn't fully express what they needed to express, and so now this situation is back presented, and I feel like they're gonna push through it and like actually like express something, because these are in reverse, so it's working its way out. But right now might be a period of silence, because something's being made clear. So we have harmony and schizophrenia. So these cards in particular, I want to say it was Earth that had these cards. So you might be connecting with somebody who has strong Earth in their chart, or works with the Earth element. This is getting out of your head. This is literally getting out of your mind, and not listening to like limiting beliefs, or like not being at a crossroads in one's mind, like not being split between two decisions, or like split between two minds. I feel like there might be a sense of like a mental like dialogue that maybe takes place in someone's mind, like brain or mind, and this mental dialogue might be something that they've been working on for a long time. Like say for example, this person maybe has a negative thought pattern. They are in the process of working to get out of a negative thought pattern and to move forward into a positive thought pattern. But like with anything that is mental health related, that takes time to show. You know what I mean? It takes time to work with those parts of the brain, and to go back over those neural pathways, right? So that takes time and repetition, and really like a lot of self-discipline. So you're dealing with somebody who's very self-disciplined and who knows what they have to do in order to come into some sort of harmony with something or someone, and deciding to really take a path here. I feel like somebody is, if they were closed off, they're going to open up. So, wow, we have a lot. Okay, so we have a lot here. We have isolation, we have conditioning, and we have exhaustion. These things, like, there might have been like a period of time where somebody might have like went into like self-preservation mode, and they had to break through some sort of like conditioning. They really like had to apply like every tool that they have learned, like in order to break through this. Like, I don't know how else to emphasize it. I know I sound really redundant and I'm repeating myself, but I'm like really in like, it's like a line that I'm like just flowing in, so it's going to come out the way it comes out. So I apologize, but you guys can you guys know if it fits, it fits. If not, toss it. There's some type of like organization that's going on, like a mental organization, like someone is like cleaning up their mind. There's an emphasis on mental health with fire signs right now, in regards to, I believe, like oneself, like the emphasis of one's personal mental health. Like somebody is like really either focused on it, or they're making it a point to move towards a more positive pathway. Because this is somebody who was very stuck in conditioning, was very tired, very exhausted, very like lonely and isolated. And they might have been like, I almost want to say like hibernating, like there was some sort of like hibernation period that's taking place. There's also a sense of like strong responsibility. So like there's like an emphasis on like needing to like take the lead on something, because someone is retreating into like a self-preservation. And so then this other energy is like it's stepping forward in like a leadership type of way. But there's exhaustion here, so be careful of that, because you don't want to tire yourself out to the point of where it affects your immune system. You want to make sure that you're balanced, that you're balancing that. This could be somebody that's around you or that you're connecting with, because it just switched. There's two energies here. There's one that's breaking through something, and there's one that's stuck. But they can do it. Like, it's up to them to kind of break these strings here. They see something, but they're focused on some type of isolation. Like, there's some type of conditioning. Like, I don't know if somebody has a tendency to maybe like run away and avoid conflict, or maybe like has a tendency to really shut down and like go inward, and maybe like kind of isolate themselves when they're upset. Like maybe they like see, it's a fine line, because it's like this is an energy that's very tired of its own conditioning. So it's like the pattern that someone is like, or the cycle that somebody's in, it's like not working for them. And so then there's an energy here that's like taking the lead, and this other energy is going into like a cocoon. Healing at the top of the deck. So there's a healing taking place here. There's an energy that's going into like healing. This person needs to break their own conditionings. Like, I don't even think that this is within self, because this is in the mind. Someone is working through like mental conditionings that are keeping them in a like isolated state, and it's exhausting them. But there's a healing that's crowning this energy here. Ripeness. So it's like timing. That for me is a timing thing. So something has been going on for some type of a cycle, some type of a like a life cycle. And this is ripeness. So this is like, interesting. Okay, so this is like maybe an energy of, instead of like retreating into self, it's like opening up and maybe starting to share with those around you or them. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this, but just bear with me. There's a separate energy, and it's around this other energy that I'm reading, because somebody's breaking through conditionings and like really taking the lead on a situation, and it's going to get like this clarity about some sort of a path and making a decision towards it, because they broke through their own conditionings, and they were the ones who were carrying the guilt about how maybe something went down in the past. And then there's this other energy, and this could be somebody like a friend, this could be a family member, but this is somebody who is in a cocoon state right now. And there's a healing that's taking place, and there's exhaustion. So somebody needs to rest. Somebody's very depleted. Somebody's very stressed out. and it's their own conditionings working against them, but there was something about timing that had to like take place, like something had to go its cycle in order to be like ready to be ready to be harvested. And then here's this other energy that comes in where it's releasing some sort of like, I want to say like maybe, I don't, well, the word that comes to me is selfishness, but I don't know if that's the accurate like feeling though. Control. So somebody had a lot of like control things going on. Like maybe somebody was trying to control how something was going down. And this is a realization that like time has to do its job too. Like things have to run their cycles. Like sometimes like you know, like if you pick the fruit before it's ripe, it's, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of one of those situations where it's, there's something with control here. But this is like a outside energy, but the rest of this was really good because it's pushing through these conditionings, and there is an energy that is going through a massive healing right now, but they really need to release that control, and they need to really rest and work through whatever conditioning that they're currently working through, but let go of that control or that need to feel in control, because there's some type of a breakthrough that's coming. And that to me is like a type of a freedom of something. So I hope that helps. I'll be back with water. Take care, guys. I love you.